Happy New Year from Ice Time Online. I'm Brendan Burke with Nick Haddon, the Director of Team Transportation for the Peoria Rivermen. He's going to help give us a little tour of the Rivermen team bus. Also on the program, David Minion will talk with the newest Riverman, Pascal Pelletier, brought over in a trade from Columbus at the beginning of the month, and Julian Talbot will answer your email questions. That's Nick's son, Gavin. He's going to help on the tour as well. All right, now Nick, this is a pretty long bus. What, 80 feet, somewhere around there?
In the general area.
All right, so you've got a long bus. You've got to back this thing up, which amazes me that you can do half the things you do with this bus. But you got a little help up above your head.
It works pretty good during the day. At nighttime, it's a little different story. It's not as easy to see, but really doesn't do a whole lot for backing up as far as other than seeing what's behind you, so you don't hit anything directly behind you. But mainly, it's your mirrors.
And you do most of that stuff just on mirrors alone.
Yes, you can't really tell how far or judge how far you are from an object with it, but it is nice to see if there's something back there, especially when you're backing into buildings, especially the Civic Center in particular. People like to park underneath there. But it's just a nice little added bonus that you get with the job.
And you got another button up there to make sure the trailer's still attached to the bus, huh?
Yeah, it makes it easier for hooking and unhooking and making sure we're not picking up any random passengers along our trips that might want to join us.
We got enough people on the bus. We don't need people from the hooking onto the trailer. So from up in the cab, we come back in here, and this is where the coaching staff usually resides. Davis Payne sits at the table here. Drake Barahowski behind him. Chris Palmer, Steve Castelletti, the equipment manager, the trainer, also up here, and most times me as well. We've got the TVs hooked up. 2 TVs, satellite TV, usually has the NHL network on it most of the time, watching games on the way home from our games. And one of the cool things about these tables right here is once people get tired, they can actually convert down into a bed. And so obviously some of those long trips, that comes in pretty handy. And that's it. That is one of 27 potential beds on this bunk. We'll get to the rest in the back, but you've got the ones down here, you've got the ones up top. You've got a couch over here that turns into a bed as well. This actually folds out just like a futon, comes all the way out. And you can, it's just that simple, slides out, and you get another place to sleep. So, and obviously with the bus, space is always a concern, and you've got to put some things that you might need in some different places. And you open up enough cabinets, you can actually find there's a fridge in here, there's a microwave, a coffee maker. No matter what happens, we're usually prepared for it, and there's always coolers in the back with the Gatorade, the water, all that kind of stuff. But the fridge, the microwave, if you need it, it's here. All right, now we're getting into the main part of the bunks, which is where the players all sleep. You've got the bed stacked up, 3 high, all the way back on both sides. And the question might be, how on earth does Ben Bishop fit in one of these things? He's 6'7". They're just about 7 feet tall, so you can actually fit in these bunks. Nobody really has a problem, and Ben seems to rest pretty well on the way to and from games. All right, well, we have to show it. It's part of the bus, but there's a bathroom on the bus. If you need to use it, it's here. You've got a sink. You've got working water, actually. You've got the mirror, and you want to put your makeup on. I don't know what you want to do in the bathroom, but it's here for you if you need it. Gavin. We open a door. He goes right on in. Well, the players have their own lounge area in the back of the bus. Many a card game happens right here at this table. You've got the guys that sit along the bench, sit along the cooler, sit here and kind of make it work. They've got a TV up ahead and come and hang out back here because, as you've seen on the bus, most of the bus is made up of beds, but a lot of times the guys don't want to sleep. So where can you do the beds themselves? Actually, this will actually fold all the way up like so and clip in, and you can sit here and make it more like a couch. But still, there are times when you don't want to sleep, and there are times when the guys won't. So they'll come back here, they'll play cards, they'll put the TV on, they'll do whatever they need to do. And you know, sometimes they're long bus rides. The trip to Cleveland's about 8 hours. The trip to Toronto will be even longer than that. So they spend a lot of hours on this bus, and you got to keep yourself occupied somehow.
One unique thing about the Riverman bus that we have, that you guys are getting the pleasure of visiting today, is that it sits on a Kenworth T2000 chassis that's got a power plant with a C15 Caterpillar diesel engine and a unique transmission. It's clutch stop and go, automatic transmission. It's got more than enough horsepower and torque for what we use it for.
This is the trailer that they pull behind the bus. Obviously, the Rivermen bring a lot of equipment with them on the road. It's not like a normal bus where you just kind of slide the stuff underneath where you get in. There's a big trailer here in the back, as you can see, and this thing gets actually pretty full when we go on the road. There's skate sharpeners, there's glove dryers, there's the actual equipment, there's spare equipment. You're talking enough for 20 players and goalies, and it gets pretty full, and Nick and I, and along with Steve Castelletti and Chris Palmer, get to unload it whenever we get somewhere. So it can take a while depending on how many people are there, but it's empty now, and that's the way we like to see it.
Ice time online in the Rivermen locker room with New Rivermen winger Pascal Pelletier. Pascal, pretty big trade actually between the Blues and Columbus about a week ago to get you here. Surprised?
Surprised, yes. Like I've been seeing in newspapers and the boys around here. Wasn't expecting the trade, but I mean, pretty happy to be here right now.
You come into a team that's sitting in second place in the West Division, so there had to be a nice change of scenery for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going from pretty much the worst AHL team in the league to one of the top and the upcoming team, it's pretty exciting.
Was it a struggle at Syracuse then?
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at the numbers for the team. We weren't winning much, and then you look at my numbers. Obviously, they're down a lot. So obviously, I'll be able to pick it up here, help the team win, and put some points on the board.
Now, you played in this division before. You know, you had 29 goals on the board with Rockford in this division a season ago. Is there any difference playing in this side of the league as opposed to out in the Northeast?
I think it's a bit more wide open out east than here. Here it's more of a defensive-minded game, kind of. More fights over there, more offense. Here it's more defense and more structure to the game. Like you said, yeah, scored 30 goals last year and out west, 37 2 years ago out east. So that's a little bit different, but no, it's always fun to be out west. A lot of good cities here, so that's fun.
And you know Peoria very well, of course, having played so many times in here with Rockford. You were born in Labrador City, Newfoundland.
Yep.
Tell people where that is.
Well, you look up on the map, and then whenever you see the top far left side of Canada, this is pretty much it. This is where pretty much where Canada, like the north end of Canada ends on the east coast. So it's pretty much I would say you got Labrador City, you got the ocean, and then you got Greenland.
And you were telling me the other day that you have to get there by plane and no paved roads.
Yeah, I mean at some point when you're driving up there, I would say maybe 5 hours before you get to the city, the roads ends, like the pavement ends. So you got to drive through like the woods and stuff like that. So it's not a fun ride. So the best way to get there would be obviously by plane.
Hopefully it'll be a fun ride here for you in Peoria. Pascal Pelletier, thanks for the visit.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
This question's from Jason Smith in Peoria. He wanted to know if I was related to Maxime Talbot of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm not related to him, but I have a brother that played here in Peoria before me, Joey Talbot, and he's over in England right now playing for the Sheffield Steelers. Also, he wanted to know is if there's any AHL club in particular that I look forward to playing against other than the rest. I look forward to playing against Toronto because it's close to my hometown, and should be a lot of family and friends there.